Soweto has had electricity problems for years. Every new mayor seems to promise change. During voter registration weekend, residents made it very clear that if their problems aren't dealt with, they will not allow voting to take place come the 1st of November. Electioneering is in full swing. Will Soweto finally see change following these elections? Nhlanhla from Soweto Parliament joins me in studio, as well as newly elected Mayor Mpho Moerane is in Alex. Let's just start. Thank you both so much for your time. Let's just start off with the newly elected Mayor. Thanks so much for your time. We know you're busy there in your overalls. But just speak to us about what you plan to do in the next 30 days. You don't have much time. Soweto residents, not only Soweto residents, but residents across the city have expressed dissatisfaction with service delivery. What is your plan?
Viewers of eNCA, yes, indeed, I'm in Alexandra Township. We started here at 9 o'clock on our accelerated service delivery program. This program was started by Mayor Makuba. Mayor Matongo continued, so it's continuation. Nothing new we're going to do except to accelerate service delivery for the residents of Johannesburg. In terms of the Soweto issues, as you have said, we as the city have a plan. We are signing a memorandum of understanding with Eskom, City and City Power to take over the areas within our jurisdiction that are supplied by Eskom. Once we sign the memorandum of understanding, it will guide us on how to do the transfer. We have issues of debt in Soweto. We have also issues of infrastructure. Eskom wants us to pay 4 billion for the infrastructure, and there's a debt of 7.5 billion, which we are engaging with National Cocta and the National Treasury on how we can help the people of Soweto to get out of this debt when we take over. Obviously, Heidi, we're not going to be relying most on electricity. We will implement energy mix, gas and solar. For those that are poor, can't afford electricity. But we also have our expanded social program where people cannot afford will come to the city, we will help them. So we have a plan on how we're going to deal with the challenges in Soweto. But basically, as I said, we have hit the ground running. We are making sure that we fix street lights, we fix potholes, we sweep the streets, we make sure that we unblock sewer, we fix burst water pipes. So we are on the ground. This is not happening because I'm here. Everywhere else in the 7 regions of City of Johannesburg, the officials are there, are working. We believe that the only way people can feel the service delivery is when they see us on the ground. So it's exactly what I'm doing. You can see here behind me, it's my team. They're all in overalls. They have committed to the residents that they will make sure that they service delivery in the city.
Let's come to you now. I don't think that Soweto has seen as many politicians in the last 2 to 3 weeks in the last couple of years. And many would argue that it's because it's elections, it's because of local government elections. Do you believe what the newly elected mayor is saying?
Let me first welcome the newly elected mayor, Mpho Moerane, into office and say that Soweto is more than willing to give anyone a chance who's taking office, because if we don't give you a chance, how do we expect you to win? Now, with that said, we are, as Sowetans, we are tired of one-night stand services. We need long-term relationships. We can't be treated as if we are a forgotten nation or we are separate from South Africa. We are South African citizens that deserve service delivery. Now, we are saying to the new mayor, we welcome the suggestions that the mayor has because they are a solution. So we will partner with the solution. However, the mayor must understand that young people in Soweto are more than capable, and we have resources. We will hold the mayor accountable. We'll go to the mayor's office. We'll make sure that the mayor is on the ground running with us. Whatever problems we have, we want to see the mayor there. Because when it's voting time, everyone is in Soweto, and we are running with everyone, and we're welcoming everyone. When it's time to fight corruptions on the streets, but because today's topic is electricity, when we need to address the informal settlements that are growing rapidly in Soweto and at the mayor, we need to make sure that we don't allow small problems that weigh heavy on the electricity infrastructure. Soweto is growing, as a township. It's even bigger than some cities. Actually, Soweto is even bigger than some countries in this continent. So we need to treat Soweto with the respect necessary. And another thing that I'd like to extend to the mayor is that the infrastructure in Soweto was inherited from the apartheid regime. So if you think about it, with simple numbers, if the electricity was supposed to be for 10 people, it's now servicing 1,000 people. So we need to look at actually making sure that we change the entire infrastructure of power in Soweto, and we introduce a new infrastructure that accommodates for the population in Soweto.
And Nhlanhla, I just want to stay with you quickly. The president was in Soweto 2 weeks ago. He promised to sort out the electricity problem in certain areas of Soweto where we saw people blocking voter registration from happening. Has this been fixed? Do you know if this issue has been fixed? Or are we now waiting for the newly elected mayor to take over this problem?
To be honest with you, we are not in politics, so we say things as they are. Some areas are being fixed. So the president's voice was heard, and it seems that there's success to whatever he commanded, except that the problem was so big that it's impossible for everything to be fixed overnight. So we are hoping that there is a plan in place that we don't know. And another thing, Ntate Mayor, what you are saying, we are welcoming it. What the president said, we are all welcoming it. But the challenge is when there's no communication to the people on the ground. The people remain frustrated, as we are now. So what's important is that we need better communication channels and portals so that whatever the plan is communicated to the people so that we can all come together and take the country forward.
Sure. And then, Mayor, just speak to me about whether or not you think taking Soweto out of Eskom and giving it to City Power is going to solve the problem. Because where you are currently now in Alex, we saw about a week ago where City Power moved in to cut illegal connections, and that community itself took to the streets, and sadly a life was lost because of what was going on. Do you think that this is actually the solution? What is the solution with regards to the electricity crisis?
Heidi, we believe that the problems in Soweto we have the capacity to resolve. We have almost 500 MVA substations that have blown up. Eskom only fixed 5 of the 42. City Power has come on board to assist Eskom with more transformers and more mini substations. So Eskom has a problem of backlog, which we believe as a city, through City Power, we have the capacity. We will solve the problem in Soweto. But I want to emphasize, Heidi, that we're going to be encouraging people to pay for their electricity. We're going to be implementing smart meters. We believe that smart meters is a solution because you can look at your consumption through your smartphone. So as a city, we are committed to a smart city. So we believe that once people are metered, those who cannot afford must come. We'll put them on our ESP program. In regards to Alexandra Township, where City Power was removing illegals, we must make it clear that illegal connections are deadly. We have seen people being electrocuted. Exactly where they were removing them, a person got electrocuted trying to fiddle with a mini-sub, connecting an illegal connection. So we are saving lives here. So we believe that if people want electricity, they must come to City Power. We will meter them and they must pay for the electricity. Unfortunately, we have to remove illegal connections because they are a danger to the society and the public.
Before I move over to Nhlanhla, are you worried about what's going to happen on the 1st of November in these areas where we've seen unrest, where we've seen protests of people saying we're going to block the voting stations because there is no service delivery?
We are committed as a city to make sure that we fix the problem. I don't foresee problems come November 1. But there will be people who are taking the advantage because it's voting day, try to block the voting station. We will do everything in our power in these 30 days to make sure that we work with communities to build better communities. So we are committed on these 30 days with my team here to make sure that we solve the problems of the people in Soweto and in all other townships and all other suburbs in Johannesburg.
The reality is we've heard this before.
Yes.
We've heard this from many mayors before, that they're going to solve the problem. Come election time, they're out on the streets. What do you think is going to happen on the 1st of November? Because in the previous by-elections, we actually saw people blocking voter registrations, blocking the roads. What do you think is going to happen? And do you believe that this is actually going to be solved ever? Not just the electricity crisis, but all the other issues within Soweto?
To be honest with you, I believe that there's a solution, and the solution is with the young people. If the mayor and the mayor's team, and again we must address that, everyone must be the mayor's team. The mayor mustn't have a special team. If everyone is part and parcel of moving forward, you shouldn't have problems. But now we are going to encounter problems when people dressed in a certain way come and say that we've been sent by the mayor. Number one, people are disgruntled. It's been years. It's since '94 people are disgruntled, correct? So what I'm saying as a solution, so that we don't encounter problems on the 1st, come voting day, is that we need proper communication that goes to our people. So let's invest the time and communicate the solutions to our people and help them understand where their involvement is in this entire solution so that we can move forward. Otherwise, to be honest with you, quite frankly, I see a lot of problems coming November 1st. And I don't want those problems. I want to be part of the solutions that make sure that we have a free and fair election come November 1st.